Thanks for listening to Gossip with Celebrity, brought to you by Celebrity.com. This week we talk about the royals and about Donald Trump's indictment. We end with our weekly feature, The Comments of the Week. The stories, photos, and tweets we talk about can be found at Celebrity.com/podcast under episode 150. Yeah, so we're going to be off for 3 weeks after this. I know that sounds like a lot.
Oh, we didn't do our intro.
Oh, okay. Okay, so hi, I'm Katie, the founder and editor of Celebrity.com, and I write as Celebrity.
And I'm Chandra, I'm the head writer for Celebrity, and I write as Kaiser.
So yes, we're going to be off for 3 weeks. Easter's next week, and then I'm going to go visit my parents, and so I can't work on the podcast for a couple weeks. And I'll probably take a week or so off the mailing list, but I'll tell the mailing list people about that because that adds a lot of time to my day.
And I think it's fine that we're taking 3 weeks off the podcast. We've got Easter, like a lot of people are going to be on vacation anyway.
Yeah, I'm getting burnt out just in general. I think that happens a lot in the spring because like my allergies and, you're getting to the end of the winter and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to work.
For us, I feel like there's a very real post-award season crash.
And then we have the Met Gala coming up. I'm going to phone that in so much. Like, I don't really even feel like covering that.
It'll be fun when it comes up because we don't have to watch anything. Yeah, like I like that we don't have to watch an award show. That's what I like.
Yeah, that's good.
I hope we get really good photos this year because past few years we haven't gotten great photos. But we got really good photos of the Oscars this year, so that made me hopeful.
We did. That was nice. Oh, I just got Crocs. They came in the mail. I ordered them on sale on Amazon. I've never owned a pair before. They're not bad. I heard they mold to your feet, so I'm going to wear them for a couple days and see if I like them.
I was living in mucklucks, just little booties. The whole winter I was wearing them. Nice.
Yeah, they seem kind of comfortable. I'll wear them with socks and shit. Who cares? I might have given up stage. But no, the kids are wearing them, so I don't look that stupid.
The kids have so much 90s nostalgia.
They do. I mean, these are early 2000s. They're not 90s, but yeah, they do.
Well, we wore some ugly fucking shoes in the 90s.
We did. I liked Gwyneth Paltrow's court shoes. Those big chunky
those
boots. They're kind of awesome.
Big fucked up 90s boots.
They probably cost $1,000, but
yeah, they're new, obviously, but they're part of the whole 90s nostalgia of wearing long black skirts and big boots.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we'll be back on May 1st. I don't know if I said that before. Probably, who knows?
And May 1st is the Met Gala, so we'll have a podcast out and then we'll have the Met Gala that evening.
No, May 1st is a Saturday. The Met Gala is May 3rd. No, you're right. I suck. Something's wrong with me lately.
I was pretty sure the Met Gala was May 1st.
No, you are accurate. So we'll be back April 29th. Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. You're right. So I've been watching that Fire Country. I taped it and I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. It's very much like 911 and 911 Lone Star, and that the scenarios are so ridiculous and stupid, and it's kind of awesome that way. I really like it.
I've just been watching tennis and Ted Lasso. That's my favorite.
I haven't seen the 3rd episode. You're always one ahead of me because I wait a little bit to watch the most recent one. You said it was tough and no spoilers.
Well, yeah, no spoilers. There were parts of it which were really good, but there were some depressing parts too. It just felt like, I don't know, the end of this show is going to be brutal.
So the second one was good. You were right about that. I finally saw that one. That was uplifting and stuff.
Yeah. It was just hilarious.
Yeah, it was good. So let's talk about the royals. So the big news this week is that Prince Harry made a surprise appearance in London on Monday in his case against Associated Newspapers. That's the parent company for the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday. And he's suing them. Well, the other plaintiffs are Elton John and Sadie Frost, and they're suing for surveillance and harassment. And he's been there all week. And it sounds like they're a mob organization and that they collect dirt on people.
Yeah, they're a protection racket.
Yeah.
And I remember watching a Hugh Grant interview a while ago, and all of a sudden it like clicked with me of like how they operate. And like he was explaining it very clearly of their protection racket. They operate like the mob. They're actively looking for dirt that they can then use as leverage for more information from the people directly.
They've done some real despicable things to people. So Harry issued written testimony on Tuesday, and it was pretty damning to his family. He wrote that the institution was without a doubt withholding information from me for a long time about news group newspapers' phone hacking, and that has only become clear in recent years as I have pursued my own claim with different legal advice and representation. The evidence I have seen shows that associated journalists are criminals with journalistic powers, which should concern every single one of us. And he said that the public needs to know the extent of it, and I feel it's my duty to expose it. He's doing that. He's really bringing attention to it. And I like how you wrote that he's showing up every day to show people like this is important, pay attention to this.
And it's true, because I'm not sure that this 4-day hearing would have gotten the kind of attention it has gotten internationally and even domestically within Britain. It would not if Harry had not shown up. I'm sure it would have gotten attention if Sadie Frost and Elton John had come in and like, you know, made their appearances in court. But because Harry flew in and no one knew he was coming,
yep.
he just shocked the shit out of the paparazzi and everyone else when he showed up in court on Monday. It was amazing.
Yeah, and it shows that they don't have any sources in Harry's camp, in the Sussexes camp. And they're pulling it out their butts. And, you know, Royal Source told the Daily Beast that, you know, Harry's definitely on their shit list now if he wasn't before with his family. And their source said Harry has torpedoed any remaining bridges with this statement. Why would they say torpedoed? It's like burned. Like, just don't be so dramatic.
They want to make him sound like he's a torpedoing terrorist or something. But, like, the fucked up thing is that the witness statement was in his lawsuit against the Mail. It was more damning to the Mail. Within context, he was explaining why he had not brought a lawsuit before now. Why are the Windsors acting like he's attacking them?
Because they've been colluding with the Daily Mail.
Exactly. Because they're the same thing. The Windsors and the British media, they're the same thing.
And we've been hearing that Charles isn't going to see Harry. You know, he's too busy to see him.
Yeah, so he shocked the shit out of everyone on Monday morning, and then like an hour after he arrived in court, the Telegraph had an exclusive story saying Charles told Harry that he's too busy to see him. Meanwhile, at no point did Harry make any sort of move or like say like, I'd really like to see you, Dad. Nothing like that. Harry was in town to go to court. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, was Charles too busy? Of course not. His trip to France got canceled. He ended up going to Highgrove for 4 days and just, you know, sitting on his ass, doing whatever. He wasn't too busy.
He's in Germany right now, so he probably had to pack for that. He doesn't even tie his own shoes.
Of course he doesn't pack himself.
I know. He doesn't put the toothpaste on his toothbrush, right?
I think that was a very specific story about where he had like a broken wrist or something.
Okay, but I still don't think he puts the toothpaste on.
He's overstaffed. He is absolutely overstaffed.
And then Will and Kate are out of town somewhere unknown because their kids are on break, so they have to go on vacation.
And of course, we can't talk about that. We can't talk about how lazy Will and Kate are. They made it sound like William stormed out of London because he was so mad at Harry. No, William was already on vacation when Harry arrived.
He did that arduous trip to Poland. And Kate had to announce her big business initiative for scaffolding children's mental health or whatever.
And, you know, we're not going to see them for a month.
Yeah. I mean, they did. They did a lot of work before that. So, Harry's being accused of, like, upstaging Charles. Like, Camilla Tominey wrote this article saying, well, He knew he was going to be out of town. He thought he was going to be out of town, and now he's upstaging his dad's state trip.
Well, okay, the Tominey article in the Telegraph was bonkers.
Yeah.
And she's like just seething. It was like she was just seething the entire time she wrote it. Like just full on admitting that Harry would have upstaged his father no matter what. And it would have been funny as hell if it had happened that way. Honestly, if Charles had been in France when Harry arrives in London, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what they do. If the Sussexes go anywhere or make even a mild announcement, everyone's like, oh, they upstaged.
And they do.
Yeah.
And they do it without making an effort because the British media has built them up and tried to scandalize Harry and Meghan to the point where they're the most interesting people.
They're reaping what they sowed, the press.
Yeah.
So we still don't know whether Harry and Meghan are going to come to the coronation. And I'm saying that signs point to no now. Before we knew that, Harry was going to go to the trial, they were saying, well, if Harry does come to the coronation, he's not going to have to bow to Camilla. Like, they were trying to get him to come. Like, oh. Yeah,
the concessions. Well, the offer of concessions. You won't have to bow to Camilla. You won't have to show her any respect whatsoever. I mean, good, because he wasn't going to. But that's not going to make him come.
And then Charles doesn't have any musicians, any big names, because nobody wants to play it, except like Kid Rock and Right Said Fred or whoever. I made that up. And he's making these statements, like there was an article in the Times about how much world leaders love him or something and want to meet him. It was like puffing him up. It was so bad.
It was offensive. So they treated Ukraine's President Zelensky as a groupie. They're like, world leaders like Zelensky, they flock to see King Charles. And I get that that's being said by Charles's staff to a domestic audience.
Yeah.
And it's for an audience of one also, because Charles wants to be puffed up. He wants to feel important. He wants to feel like everyone's coming to see him because he's king now, and they were waiting for that. The truth is, no one gives a shit. I mean, well, the Germans do. He's getting a good reception in Germany.
Well, they're being nice, I mean, they're being hospitable. And then he's not going to the coronation, and he's going to visit Northern Ireland in April, and there's not anything on his schedule to visit Charles.
Yeah, I think that whole thing is very weird. And I'm not saying that like Biden is trying to be shady to Charles. I'm saying that the whole idea of Biden coming to Northern Ireland before the Good Friday anniversary, it seems weird. Like, I get why Clinton would come, and I would think that Biden would go to it alongside Clinton.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know enough about it.
It just seems weird. And it does feel like Biden is making a point of not going to see King Charles.
Good. Like,
yeah.
Charles was given over like $500,000 by bin Laden's brother, or $1 million. How much was it? I forget. Like,
it was over $1 million. Over $1 million.
He's taken money from terrorists who have attacked
despots,
the U.S. Yeah, and there's more. It's not just that one guy. And from the Saudis, it's just bad.
No, I agree with you.
It's not just like, oh, he's mean to his son and American daughter-in-law. He's taking bribes.
I think it would be very easy for someone like Biden to explain it away if he wanted to, saying like, yeah, he's taking bribes, but it's just for like bullshit, like fake honors.
But what else does that, like that bleeds into politics. It's not just...
Of course it does. Of course it does.
I think those moves, taking the money from the despots had much more repercussions for him than is being reported. Because in the American audience, we're like, whatever, we don't care about the British people. But the diplomats and the politicians in America surely do.
You could be right, because that is consistently mentioned as a reason for why Charles's poll numbers are so consistently low.
Okay.
They're like, yeah, he's got family drama. Yeah, no one likes Camilla. But also, like, he was openly taking bribes for years and years.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know about all of his money situations. We don't know how compromised he is.
And meanwhile, Charles is like evicting and firing people because he's just using it as an excuse to get rid of people he doesn't like.
Yeah. some of it is payback.
Yeah.
Some of it is, these people have been rude to him, or they were rude to other people around him, namely Camilla, for years and years.
Camilla, yeah.
So Charles is exacting his revenge. And when it's Angela Kelly, I'm like, yeah, sure, fine.
Yeah, good. Get rid of her. She's going to get kicked out of the cottage that the queen gave her, probably.
But some of the other stuff of like, oh, we need to put this account in a different way, and we're going to kick out all of these like senior citizen royal adjacent people like the Duke of Kent or whatever. We're going to make them start paying market rate rent. I don't know about all of that. Yeah. I think Charles is being a bit cavalier, and he's going to make a lot of enemies within the family. And if he starts telling everyone in his family that they have to pay their own way, like a lot of people are going to start writing books.
Yeah. They saw what Harry did. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to start looking for Netflix contracts. Not the elderly people, but like the York princesses.
Yeah.
Andrew's going to sell him out 20 different ways.
Oh, Andrew wants to write a book. And then I bet Zara and her husband, what's his name, Mike Tyndall, because he did I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here.
Tacky. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And they like criticize Harry because he's doing prestige docuseries on Netflix, and Mike Tyndall is eating bugs and talking about his royal adjacent bullshit.
And another big story was that Charles appointed Rose Hanbury's husband, and Rose is, of course, William's rumored mistress. He appointed her husband, David Rock-Savage, as his lord-in-waiting. And I thought, okay, it was just like the default position based on, hereditary stuff, but it's not.
So the honorary Lord Chamberlain, or I think it's Lord Great Chamberlain, that's the hereditary position. The position was once shared between 3 families, and now I think it's only 2 families. I was trying to understand the Wikipedia page, and I couldn't. But I think it's between 2 families now, and so whenever there's a new king or queen, the next family takes over as this honorary Chamberlain position. Now, the lord-in-waiting position, that's just appointed by the king or queen according to the whim. Whatever they want to do. Whoever they want to put in that position, they can.
Okay.
So obviously Charles wants to keep David Rock-Savage pretty close. And the way it was written in the mail, it seemed shady. And it seemed like they were trying to say something about William, Kate, Rose, and David, and their children.
Oh. So, yeah. Is it a dig at William? Is it something to make sure that those people don't talk? We don't know.
Now, the thing is, the way Charles always operated with Camilla and his mistresses when he was Prince of Wales, he kept it all within the aristocracy. Everyone knew the deal. Everyone was part of the same incestuous group fuck. And, like, Kate is not part of that world. And so I think when William started acting like his father and he was, like, trying to fuck some aristocrats' wives, I think Kate got her nose out of joint, and she came close to blowing the whole thing up because she was trying to say, oh, Rose can't be part of our group anymore. Rose can't be my friend anymore.
The group was like, no, you're the one who's the outsider.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what it means that David Rock-Savage is lord-in-waiting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I find it odd.
It is. And over the last weekend, the story broke that the ballbuster private secretary that Kate was hiring, that they hyped up so much, this woman named Alison Corfield, wasn't going to take the job. And she was going to keep working for Jamie Oliver because she'd worked for him for 8 years rather than go work for Kate. And the official story is that she didn't want the profile that came from working with the royals. I think she's listened to Kate's speech about her business objectives for the business task force on childhood and was like, nope.
And a lot of people in the comments believe that Alison Corfield was already working for Kensington Palace when the whole Shaping Us debacle happen and like the business keenery, the business task force.
Okay.
Like she was overseeing that and she was like, holy shit, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Oh, we have a new mailing list sign up. I'll put it in the post for this podcast. It's number 150. And if you sign up for our mailing list, you get the top 8 stories about Kate's business initiatives.
All right, so I have like some backstory on the whole Kate's private secretary thing.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so fucking weird. So she has been without a full-time private secretary since last summer.
Oh, okay.
Her old private secretary quit without giving a reason publicly. And they hushed it up for a few months because the queen died.
Mm-hmm.
And they only announced it in like November. Like, oh, by the way, Kate's been without a private secretary for like 2 months. She was without this very important senior staffer for months and months. And then they hire Allison Corfield. And like she supposedly got hired, but would only start working, you know, at some point like in April or something like that.
All
That's
right.
what they claimed. And so she then quits and says, no, I'm not going to come work for the palace. I'm going to stay with Jamie Oliver. There's no follow-up reporting now. I've been waiting and waiting for anyone to like follow up and say, is that actually why she didn't want to start with the palace and start working with Kate? What is the real reason here? Why can't Kate keep senior staff? Why did her previous private secretary really quit? Why has she been operating without a private secretary for more than 6 months? No one is reporting that. And if it had been Meghan, even in Montecito, they would have found some way to like write 20 million stories about how she was missing a senior staffer and like how horrible she is because she can't keep staff.
Mm.
It is crazy how little reporting is done on Kate's staffing shenanigans.
Yeah. I mean, they don't call her on her obvious bullshit either.
Yeah.
Or William. I mean, you know, he wants to be the statesman now. He's doing these visits where he doesn't tell anybody that he's going to go somewhere so that he doesn't get protests. You know, he's going to be king. Mm.
He got booed pretty hard on Commonwealth Day.
Oh, good.
There were protests about the king and, you know, it was very much all about Charles, obviously, but William got booed by that same crowd.
Nice. He deserves it.
And heckled. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're recording this Friday. We normally record on Thursdays, and the rest of the episode is from Thursday because Trump got indicted. He was indicted on 34 counts of like business fraud in the state of New York.
He had a
Right?
business task force as well. Yeah, we don't know the specifics of the indictment. It's still sealed, but it's all related to his payoffs to Stormy Daniels, basically paying hush money. But yeah, there are over 30 counts in this indictment. And like, that's a lot of payoffs. And it's not just about like paying off Stormy. I mean, how amazing is Stormy Daniels? Like, she's amazing. She's just an American hero.
And she dealt with that shitty, crappy lawyer too, and she did fine.
Yeah, Avenatti. Oh God, he was horrible.
So my mom sent me a meme. I'm sure she got it on Facebook. She's back on Facebook. It's Snoopy typing on his typewriter on his doghouse. And it said, and then America was saved by a porn star. The end. So dumb.
It's so funny.
And I texted my mom, LMAO, and she goes, I don't know what that means. I was like, Mom, it means laughing my ass off. She's like, oh, laughy emoji.
I mean, it doesn't feel as hilarious as when he got COVID. Like, that was just,
No.
it was so funny.
Because he's not arrested yet. He's not in jail yet. We got to wait for him to face some consequences.
I'm actually really nervous about the whole, he's going to turn himself in, he's going to surrender. Like, I'm nervous about that. His lawyer keeps insisting that he's going to surrender.
You know he doesn't listen to his lawyers, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
there are shenanigans afoot. Like, it's not going to be as it's not going to be as simple as, oh, Trump flies to New York and surrenders himself peacefully, and they try to fit handcuffs over his comically undersized tiny little hands.
His hands slip out of him. And DeSantis is protecting him and saying they're not going to extradite him. So,
and DeSantis is just trying to attach himself to MAGA world. Like, he's trying to get all of Trump's supporters with, not being Trump.
Good luck with that. That's a sinking ship. Go for it,
Like, side note, did you know that DeSantis used to work at Gitmo?
Oh, I think I heard that, but I didn't really look it up or anything. I was like, huh, and then I didn't.
I just learned that like a few weeks ago. I was like, wow, that really fits.
Yeah. What was he doing? He wasn't like a prison guard. He's probably like a middle manager.
Yeah, he was. I think he was like a middle manager. I don't think he knows any languages or anything. He was just a douche.
No, of course not. If he did, we would hear about it. Oh my gosh. He has no skills.
All right. So if it happens, the surrender will happen on Tuesday. That's what everyone is saying.
Yeah. See you next Tuesday.
He was 2 weeks too early for that. But if it happens, it will be glorious. And if it happens, there are so many other crimes. There are so many other charges that are coming, hopefully.
I hope this one will stick, but we'll see.
I hope it'll stick, and I hope it's just the tip of the iceberg.
I hope they get his whole family, too. That would be great. Barron is the only one who's blameless.
Ivanka is simpering in Miami. Oh, she just wants to start her life over. She misses New York. Bitch, if you don't go to jail.
Right?
And Jared.
They can get all those people on financial crimes.
Yeah, RICO charges, basically.
Yeah. All right, well, this is a good day. We had Trump's indictment. We weren't really rooting for Gwyneth Paltrow. The next section in this podcast is the comment of the week, and we talked about her. We didn't know yet that she was going to win her case, her ski crash case.
Yeah, well, she was found not at fault. And so the guy was basically just a grifter, and the jury recognized that.
Yeah.
And Gwyneth did the coldest fucking shit. As she was leaving the courtroom, she got to leave right after the verdict or whatever was read out. And she leaned over to Terry Sanderson and she says, wait, what did she say? I wish you well.
Yeah.
Cold as hell.
That's awesome.
Ice queen.
Right?
And that's Gwyneth's version of fuck off. Go fuck yourself. Eat a bag of dicks.
Bless your heart. Yeah. The New England version of bless your heart. That's awesome. Good for her. And, she redeemed herself a
Samantha Markle's case got thrown out, dismissed.
Ugh. Yeah, it's a good day. I hope we get more wins like this. This was awesome right before the weekend. So
yeah, it'll be good. I can't wait for the visual, the mug shot. Please give us a mug shot.
Of Trump, yeah. I would like that too.
With his hair all fucked up, looking orange. Pouting.
Maybe he'll be pale. Do you remember that tweet that Trump looks like a Tupperware that you can't get the spaghetti stain off? That's his color.
I think it's gotten worse. He's been living in Florida for over 2 years now. And the bronzer just gets heavier and heavier. Like Trump, he keeps getting heavier and heavier too.
I can't believe he's still alive.
That's what Melania's thinking. Jesus, how is he still alive?
She's like, oh no.
That keeps making me smile. The thought of Melania trying to keep a straight face at dinner last night.
Oh man. I'm not going to compliment her at all for keeping up the facade because she's a horrible person, but
it's funny.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the comments of the week. Just, can we pause for a minute because I forgot to do mine?
Yeah.
Shit. I'll do one of Gwyneth Paltrow stuff so we can talk about her.
Okay.
Oh, I got it. Okay. All right, you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
I'll go first. All right, so my comment of the week is from the Daily Beast story about Prince Harry has torpedoed any remaining bridges with his family because of his Daily Mail lawsuit and his witness statement. And Girl Ninja, she repeated some of the quotes from the Daily Beast story, and she goes, I thought Harry had already torpedoed all bridges when he married Meghan. Or was it when he left that island to protect his family? Or was it when he wrote his autobiography? Or was it when he, ? They need to stick with the story as to exactly when Harry torpedoed all of the bridges. And it's true. Right? How many times are they going to say, he burned that bridge, he torpedoed that bridge, no more olive branches? They're a broken record with how many different fake chances they've given him.
Yeah, they always repeat the same narrative whenever he does something mild. Like they were doing it with the Me You Can't See, right? And then,
Well, and I honestly believe that William is incandescent with rage at all times about Harry. Like Harry can breathe and William is incandescent.
He probably gets mad if there's a crease in his pants. I mean, he can't manage his emotions. All right, my comment of the week, which I just picked now, is on the posts with Gwyneth Paltrow at court, where you wrote about how her children submitted statements supporting her. And Frippery said, I don't celebrate anyone being injured, and I'm sure Gwyneth would rather not be dealing with this at all. But this is also the most positive press she's received in a while, and I love her outfits. Yeah, how much of a jerk do you have to be to make Gwyneth Paltrow look good? This guy was emailing his daughters, bragging about it, and, he doesn't seem I don't know. I'm not paying full attention to this trial because I'm not going to sit and watch the whole boring thing, but other people are. And it sounds like he ran into her.
Yeah, I'm not paying full attention either, but I was trying to be on this guy's side. Terry Sanders. I was
yeah. We hate her. She's such a pain in the ass.
I'm of course she's at fault here. She's Gwyneth Paltrow. How could she not be at fault? Of course she injured a peasant.
Yeah.
But no, more and more it sounds like this guy is just looking for any kind of payday.
Yeah, she makes fun of poor people. She sells disordered eating as a lifestyle. She's an asshole, but it doesn't mean that she did this.
She's objectively a terrible person doing terrible things, but in this one particular case, she's okay. She's fine.
So Frippery was right. It is the most positive press she's received. Everyone's like, oh, look, I feel sorry for Gwyneth Paltrow. What's wrong with that? I like how you critiqued her outfits and you were like, yeah, she looks like a rich influencer, which is what she is.
Yeah. I mean, she's not wearing business suits, and I wouldn't expect her to. It's this tiny little courtroom in Utah.
Yeah.
She's not on trial in LA County. No. I don't know. I think she looks fine.
Yeah, she does. She looks all right. I liked her stupid sweater and glasses. I liked all the memes were she looks like somebody who would be on trial for hurting somebody on the ski slopes.
My favorite meme was, have you seen the Royal Tenenbaums?
Yeah. Where she's in the bathtub smoking?
Well, the meme was once Bill Murray contacts the private investigator and they're finding out all of Margot's history. They do this very chic. She's in Paris, she's marries this guy. And then they do age 50 ski trial.
Send me that. That sounds funny.
I'll see if I can
find it. That sounds good. I didn't see that. All right. Well, thanks for listening, bitches.
Thanks, bitches.
Thank you for listening to the Celebrity Podcast. Please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen. If you like us, please turn off your ad blocker when you visit our site. You can text us or leave a voicemail at 434-218-3219. Our music is from AA Alto, Maiden, and via Premium Beat and Sound of Picture. Thanks again. We skipped all the stuff about the Sussexes because that's sad anyway and mean.
The stuff about
the baby.
Whether or not they're going to come to the coronation.
Yeah, and dangling the baby is terrible.
It is awful. Fuck that douche.